What's up YouTube, Capital G here. Got an absolutely awesome display for you guys to check out. I can't say that it's a great duel because when one person doesn't really get to do anything, I don't know if I can classify that as a great duel, and that's basically what's going to happen. There were a lot of people who were super excited when Maxx got banned. They said good riddance, but the problem is with Maxx ban, guys, this is what you get. You get these decks, these kind of like hyper decks that can only win turn one. They get the basically run rampant, and one card a lot of times for anybody who says, oh Cap, just ash them, a lot of times one ash is not enough to stop everything that they're going to do, especially when you got Brilliant Fusion walking around. But there will be no Brilliant Fusion in this duel. And this is actually a TCG duel. Now, this is on Dueling Book, so I am going to have to speed it up a little bit because I think I just recorded this and it was almost 10 minutes, and one duel should not be 10 minutes long. But you can see even in his opening hand that if you had Ash Blossom, what exactly are you Ash Blossoming? Because he has 4 cards that you could Ash Blossom, but how do you know what the right card is? If he activates Allure of Darkness, do you Ash Blossom that? If he activates the Foolish, do you just shotgun the Ash there? If you activate Rhoda, well, I guess he can't activate Dark Grepher's effect, but you don't know that. What if he had another Dark card? You don't know. So 3 of the cards are live for you to Ash, and if you see Dark Grepher, I guess you would assume that it would be 4, so he's going to go ahead and activate what's it called, Reinforcement of the Army and Foolish Burial. Foolish activating first, and I guess right now if someone just blind activates Foolish, I assume that it's ABC dropping Destrudo. But then the thing is, Pendulum Magicians can run it as well because they play that Supreme King Darkworm card. So, you know, that guy also, he likes to hit the field and then search because he can be special summoned from the graveyard even though it's a pendulum. So anyways, a little weird dynamic there. And you can see even if you would have ashed, Destrudo, I'm not sure where he would have went with this play. Actually, I think maybe he would have summoned Grepher and just dropped it into the graveyard with the Grepher effect off of the Armageddon Knight. Or I guess he could have normal summoned Armageddon Knight and dropped it, but he did need that to get Malicious in the grave. I'm going to speed this up a little bit so that this doesn't take up all your time, but just assume at this point that you probably are just gonna get wrecked. And it's kind of crazy, am I the only one that thinks Isode is kind of like a derp card? I'm gonna go for next play. Yeah, Isode is such kind of a crazy card because it seems like every time you see that card, it's used in some absolute like ridiculousness. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm the only one that feels that way. Isode gets Doppel Warrior on board. Doppel Warrior ends up going into, you know, puts him in a position where he can summon TG Hyper Librarian, and then it's kind of off to the races. If he happens to have any other like cards that let him continue his plays, you know what time it is. And he has Malicious still in his graveyard, so he's able to summon that. He still has the token. He's going to go for Decode Talker. This is actually one small problem I have with Master Rule 4. I'm going to make a video about this. I really don't like how you can start on in this zone over here, like the left one, and then you can kind of switch over to the right one, because then you can get a card like TG Hyper Librarian, and instead of having, you know, one zone open, or I guess maybe not even having a zone open, you get to just move to the other side, and then you have 2 more zones open, and your TG Hyper Librarian is still able to kind of do what it wants to do and get you a billion cards. So I don't know, that's one of the things I don't like about Master Rule 4. Looks like he is still not activating Monster Reborn, even though it appeared he was going to. Here comes Formula Synchron, which means, oh no, wait, I'm sorry, I debated you guys. I'm sorry, when I see a level 2, I just assume it's Formula Synchron. When I see somebody about to Synchro Summon, it's actually Celestial Double Star Shaman, and that's going to, I believe, summon back the copy of Doppel Warrior, but he's going to keep on going. So this is what it means to go beyond. He has Crystron Quandex. Is this guy a tuner? It is a tuner. I'm like, how did he just synchro that? And also, Crystron Quandex is a tuner as well. So this is probably one of those decks that goes through like its entire extra deck in the first turn. You can see that he summons the second copy of TG Hyper Librarian. He's going to activate Wand for 1. I assume if his opponent had Ash Blossom, he would have already used it by now. Now he gets out Glow Up Bulb. Is this the time we see Formula Synchron? There it is. Now he gets to draw, what, 3 cards? Okay, that's basically a new hand. And for anybody thinking that I was joking about, you know, the Dino Engine being splashed in the decks, here is basically your proof of that. The Dino Engine is incredibly small. You can actually use, you can use Overtext with, you can use Overtext to be sent to the graveyard with a bunch of different cards. It's also pretty good because it is a dark target, and you're going to see him activate Allure of Darkness so many times in this duel. He does activate it And the thing that it does is it really just fortifies your boards. Like, you can see that he's going to make Quasar, but having Quasar is good, but it's not like super good. Having Quasar plus a Conductor Tyranno is honestly super good. And keep in mind, he has still not activated that Monster Reborn. He's gonna triple Allure of Darkness at this point. Let's see if I think he's gonna summon the Doppel Warrior. What's it called? I think he's going to summon, let me just read Doppel Warrior for a second to see how this guy actually, when monsters is special summoned from your graveyard. Okay, there we go. So Glow Bulb was special summoned from the graveyard, which means he gets to throw out the Doppel Warrior, and then he's going to Synchro again for Tatsunoko, which he doesn't get the draw card, but it's fine because he's going to Reborn his, oh wait, he misplayed there. He should have Reborn, yeah, okay, then he should have Reborn the Hyper Librarian first, and then he should have Synchro summoned for Tatsunoko. He would have drawn a card. Okay, fail. That's not a, I can't say a fail play, but you know what I mean. And then he goes for Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, but he should have definitely Reborn first. He would have drawn another card. I don't know if another card would have actually mattered, but this is the final result of the play. And it's like, what exactly do you do against this? You definitely don't Maxx E, because Maxx E is banned. And, you know, not only is it an incredibly strong one board, a strong turn one board, where you have Deco Talker, Quasar, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, which you would use to pop the Greffer in your hand, and Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, but you also end up going +2 in that play. And if your opponent doesn't do anything, you definitely have game on board. I mean, the Quasar, the Quasar alone will probably take care of that. But it was a really awesome display, and yeah, this is TCG legal. Didn't need Summon Sorceress, didn't need Crystron Needle Fiber, didn't need any of that stuff. Just people, you know, creatively deck building. So, anyways, whatever you guys thought, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already. Turn on that notification bell for daily videos.